Hiya, how's it going? I thought I'd do another talking video because the last talking video I did about Fender guitars, people seem to enjoy. So I thought I'd answer some of the questions that I get on Facebook and YouTube. And one of the questions was, which albums inspire me? Obviously, there's thousands of albums that inspire me, but I pulled out 20 from my record collection to show you. Obviously, there's a lot more than 20, and I am missing out some favourites. But if I'm honest, I couldn't find them. Because at the moment, these are not in alphabetical order, but they should be. But there we are. So I'll just show some records, talk about them, and if they intrigue you, check them out. Most of them will be on Spotify or YouTube, and if you like them, buy them. And they are mainly guitar-based records, I will say that. But I'll show them to you, and hopefully you can get something out of this, and maybe find a new artist that you like, and comment below some artists I might like, and I can check them out, because I'm always looking for new stuff to listen to. So without further ado, we'll start with this. And by the way, they're not in alphabetical order, they're just in a pile. I'm going to pull them out as we go. The first record I chose is Roy Buchanan's first album, which is self-titled. It's called Roy Buchanan. And this is such a fantastic guitar record. I love the way Roy plays his Telecaster guitars with that screaming tone that he uses. And Sweet Dreams is one of my favourite guitar instrumentals of all time. And this is a must for fans, I think, of a Telecaster blues guitar. Roy Buchanan's first album. There's also some real cool country on here. He does Hank Williams, he's very good looking, and he does some of that chicken picking stuff as well. So it's a really cool record. I really like this album. The second album I've chose is Chuck Berry's first album, One Dozen Berries. Well, Chuck is just one of my all-time favourites. I love his songwriting, I love his guitar playing, I love the sound he gets from his Gibson ES350s in the early days. And as you can see on the back, there's a Gibson ES350. I mean, look at the cover, they just don't make covers like this anymore. I mean, there's great tracks on here. Reeling and Rocking, you know, rock and roll music. He does a great version of Guitar Boogie, and it's just a fantastic album, and it's one of his earlier ones. And I just love Chuck Berry. I mean, I play a lot of his songs live, and I just think he's absolutely fantastic, and he's one of my favourites. And the next record I've decided to pick is the Muddy Water Folk Singer album. I love Muddy Waters' his stinging slide guitar playing. I love his country blues playing, and I love his stuff with the band. But I just think this is one of my favourite Muddy Water albums. Big Leg Woman, Country Boy. You know, it's worth checking out this album, Folk Singer. It's worth checking out anything by Muddy Waters, you know, when he's playing his Telecaster with the two truss rods. And he's playing mainly acoustic on this. And if you notice in the background there, you've got a young Buddy Guy. So it's all worth checking out, you know, Buddy Guy again, another chess artist, which is a favourite label of mine, is the Chess label. And now this guy is one of my favourite guitar players, Johnny Guitar Watson. This is one of his, I believe this is his first album on King. And he got classic tracks like Cutting In, and many people have done Cutting In. You can hear Shawn Costello, who's a great guitar player, doing Cutting In. You've got Gangster of Love, which is just a classic. This is before he went funk. This is when he's playing his Strat and he's doing that capo guitar stuff, much like Gatemouth Brown. It's just a great record, and they've just reissued this, so this is another one worth checking out. And you know, we can't have a favourite album list or whatever this is without the Galen Watkins album. Now this is his first album, Galen Watkins and the Dominators, which features Mickey G on guitar, and this is one of my all-time favourite albums. I mean, Deep in the Heart of Texas is just a rocker, you know. This is definitely worth checking out. Jungle Records have just reissued this album, and there's some great covers on here, like A Blue Moon of Kentucky and Paralyzed and Cakewalk into Town. That's just fantastic. And I think this came out in the, I don't know what year this came out. Come out in the 70s, it did. Yeah, it's an excellent record. And now for something a little bit more folk rock orientated. Richard and Linda Thompson, Shoot Out the Lights. This album features Man in Need and Wall of Death and Shoot Out the Lights. Now, Shoot Out the Lights is a a weird guitar masterpiece. He's playing all that chromatic stuff and dissonant stuff, and just a fantastic album, and the singing is great. And I think at the time they were breaking up when they made this album, so it's quite, it's quite sad in places. But I mean, you've got great grooves with songs like Backstreet Slide, and you've got a nice ballads that Richard and Linda do so well, was Walking on a Wire, etc. And it's another one definitely worth checking out. Richard and Linda Thompson, Shoot Out the Lights. And hard about which Tom Waits album to pick. And at the moment, I've chose Frank's Wild Years. Absolutely love this record. Absolutely love it. I mean, there's some great tracks on it. I'll read some of the tracks. Straight to the Top is just great. A Telephone Call from Istanbul with Mark Rebo's amazing guitar playing. And my favourite song on the album is Cold, Cold Ground. And it's just I think all Tom Waits' albums are masterpieces, but this is the one I picked for today. But we could do this again, and I got about 2,000 albums at the moment here on vinyl. We could do it for weeks and weeks and weeks if we fancied it. And up next, I think this is more of an obscure album, but Joanne Kelly's self-titled album. Now, Joanne Kelly is Dave Kelly from the Blues Band's sister, and she's she just does fantastic blues. It's just her and her guitar, really. And I mean, she does she does Louisiana blues and Come in My Kitchen, etc. And it's just fantastic. Underrated singer album. Real worth a look. Again, I think they've reissued this on Sundays, I think. So this is definitely worth checking out, Joanne Kelly. And I thought I'd put some Welsh rockabilly in. Crazy Cavan and the Rhythm Rockers. This is their album, Crazy Rhythm. And I mean, you've got Teddy Boy Rock and Roll, Sadie, Wildest Cat in Town, Rockabilly Star, Teddy Boy Boogie. I mean, I really like Crazy Cavan and the Rhythm Rockers. They're an institution of Welsh rockabilly. They're worth checking out. They got loads of records. And Cavan recently died, and it's really sad. They're just a great band, and they're just worth checking out. Crazy Cavan and the Rhythm Rockers. This is my favourite album by them, Crazy Rhythm, but there's loads and loads. I also like Wild, Weird and Crazy. That's a good one. And up next, Elmore James. I suppose this is the first LP you could get of Elmore James in the 60s. It's on the Sue label, because Elmore always released singles in America on Fire and labels like that. And this is a best of on Sue, when it's got Dust My Bruise, Fine Little Mama, Sky is Crying, Shake Your Money Maker, I'm Worried, Anna Lee, Look Over Yonder Wall, Rolling Time. There's so many tracks, and his great slide guitar playing, his singing. Elmore James, this is definitely worth checking out, this Elmore James record. I'm sure everybody knows most of these records I'm showing. But if you don't, it's definitely worth a look. And up next, Tennessee Ernie Ford. Absolutely love Tennessee Ernie Ford. I mean, this record's got Shotgun Boogie on it, Blackberry Boogie. It's just great fun songs, great musicianship. The solos are fantastic. It's just Tennessee Ernie Ford's class, and he's definitely worth checking out, some Tennessee Ernie Ford. And now, Danny Gatton. This is Danny Gatton's Redneck Jazz album. I mean, the guitar playing on this is frightening. It's fantastic. Danny's just on another planet. You've got Truck Driving Romance, Redneck Jazz, Sax on Fifth Avenue. There's this jazzy, sort of bluesy, chicken picking country rockabilly. Danny Gatton. He played some great stuff with Robert Gordon. He made some albums with Robert Gordon, and I think he's on the first Delbert McClinton album as well. But Danny's just one of my favourite guitar players, as you've seen in the Telecaster video that I made. I got the custom shop guitar, it's just great. And up next, Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band, Clear Spot. Again, I could have picked, I love all the Captain's albums, and I just thought Clear Spot because of Big Eyed Beans from Venus and Low Yo Yo stuff. And it's just a fantastic album. It's not as out there as Trout Mass Replica and Lick My Decals Off Baby, so I think this is a good album to start. This, and of course, Safe as Milk. And this has got Zoot on Rollo on guitar, etc. This is the classic I'd say Beefheart lineup, you know, and Clear Spot is definitely worth a look. And I thought I'd do some more British blues. Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, probably my favourite British blues band. You know, I love Peter Green, Danny Kirwan and Jeremy Spencer. And I mean, this album has got Need Your Love So Bad on it, which features Peter Green's fantastic singing, you know, and his fantastic guitar playing. It's got Jigsaw Puzzle Blues on it, which of course is Danny Kirwan's great guitar instrumental. Plus then, you know, you've got the slide stuff that Jeremy Spencer does so well with The Sun Is Shining. And I think this is a, well, it could be a compilation, really. But, you know, because there's also some Eddie Boyd stuff. Of course, he recorded an album on Blue Horizon with Eddie Boyd, and I love all the stuff, you know, on Blue Horizon. There's a lot of cool stuff on Blue Horizon to check out. And up next, a little bit of psychobilly. Reverend Autumn-Eat, the full gospel sound of Reverend Autumn-Eat. This is on Sub Pop. It's psychobilly stuff. I mean, there's some great tracks on here. Wiggle Stick and $400. The Devil's Chasing Me. And I mean, the Rev is a real, you know, he's a great guitar player. And there's humour to his songs. And I'm a big fan of the Rev, and you should check the Rev out. And of course, Albert Lee. You know, I mean, this is worth buying just for Sweet Little Lisa. Of course, he recorded Sweet Little Lisa with Dave Edmunds, which is fantastic. And I didn't pull out the Dave Edmunds album, and I should have. And I didn't pull out the Man album, and I should have. But, you know, maybe next time. So this is Albert Lee's second album, I think. Yeah, it is. It's his second album. I mean, Real Wild Child is a great rocker. One Way Rider is a great clip of him playing One Way Rider with Vince Gill and Danny Gatton on YouTube. So again, you know, you must all know Albert Lee, so checking out Albert. And this is Bo Diddley's second album. This is a chest press. This came out in the mid-50s, and I mean, you got Bo Diddley on it, so I'm a Man. You know, you got Diddy Wah Diddy on it, Pretty Thing, Who'd You Love? I mean, just class songs with that real Bo Diddley beat, which is, the Bo Diddley beat is infectious. I absolutely love this record. And I thought we'd have to have some guitar picking. So we've got the Merle Travis guitar album, which I've got Walking the Strings on, which I've done a version on my YouTube of, and Blue Smoke and Black Diamond Blues. It's just Merle Travis just playing with his thumb and finger. I mean, it doesn't get any better. And to tie in with the Merle Travis stuff, me and Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed. Me and Jerry Reed. I mean, this is worth the money just for Jerry's breakdown, which is a wonderful, you know, guitar instrumental. And this is, I mean, Chet is just amazing, and there's some great player. I mean, Paul Yandel is on here, who's an underrated guitar player. Always played with Chet. You know, it's just fantastic. I mean, Floyd Kramer's on piano. I mean, that is a great record. And at the moment, this is my favourite Zappa album, Joe's Garage. I thought I'd talk a bit about Joe's Garage. I mean, it got some, you know, I mean, the song Joe's Garage is great. Crew Slut is great. And of course, you've got Denny Wally, who played in the Magic Band, playing slide on this album. And I've seen Denny Wally playing stuff off this with the Muffin Men in Bristol, and there was 5 people there. So there we are. That's Zappa. I mean, all his albums are worth checking out. And I mean, the only Jimmy Bryant album I've got on vinyl, is the Jimmy Bryant Speedy West album. So I'd show this. This is a great Jimmy Bryant compilation called Fretting the Fingers. It's got a nice booklet with it. And that's all you need to know, really, if you're looking at Jimmy Bryant stuff. And, you know, we got Dick Dale stuff. You know, Dick Dale. There's so many albums I like. So I thought I'd just make a little video showing some of my vinyl collection and some albums that inspire me. And if you enjoyed this and is interested, I can do plenty more of this sort of thing. So please comment below and let me know. Really appreciate it. Cheers. Thanks for watching.